These thrift flips look like they came straight from Pottery Barn, but they were done on a serious budget. And of course, you'll want to stick around to see who takes the 3-minute challenge at the thrift store. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Natalie Callahan, and around here, we turn simple, affordable finds into high-end decor. I've helped so many people create the homes they love without overspending. And today I'll show you how to do the same. On my last thrifting episode, I had my daughter in Utah. On this episode, this is Ellie. This is Lisa, Birmingham's daughter. You know Lisa from her YouTube channel.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
And we're gonna go inside, we're gonna go thrifting. We're gonna do the 3-minute challenge. If you don't know the 3-minute challenge, that is where we're gonna go in. We have 3 minutes to find the most expensive, luxurious, thrifted item that you can physically carry that's also home decor.
Okay.
And whoever finds the biggest score, which is gonna be me.
No, it's always me.
No, it's me.
It's me. I won last time.
That's true. We're gonna have a little competition and we're gonna see who wins. But then also I'm gonna try to find some items to turn into fall decor.
Yes.
We'll see what we can find.
Okay.
And so let's go in and start the 3-minute challenge. All right, here we go. The 3-minute challenge starts right now. Let's go. Probably one of my favorite thrift stores in Central Florida because I usually have really good luck here. Interesting for the 3-minute challenge. Look, it's sparkly. I like that. While we're here, we also need to shop for Lisa, and I usually go pretty easy on her, but what do you think about this? This is skull. It's meant to be like a drink thing, but it's missing the spigot. But I feel like she could turn this into something. I don't know. Here I have the opposite problem. Like there's so much to look at that it's like, what do I pick? Whereas a lot of times I'm like, there's nothing here. So it's either feast or famine at the thrift store. So this has your name on it. Oh my goodness. But honestly, it's kind of cute in its own little quirky way. I know that Lisa would probably kill me. Okay, let's look for our 3-minute challenge stuff.
Building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. This willow
Lisa, what about this?
and a pine now we climb.
That's a good lamp. Oh my goodness, this looks kind of like a trophy. Like somebody made a lamp out of a trophy. Hilarious. Right, are you guys having any luck finding a 3-minute challenge item?
I'm looking for some.
Is that what she got you? I was totally looking at that. Oh my word.
She brought this and I said no.
You
There's
guys.
no way. What am I gonna do with this thing?
We have it on record that I was just looking at that. And I said there's no way I could be that mean, but her daughter can be that mean.
No, the turkey is staying here. The turkey's not coming home.
Oh, no, it's gotta come home. But you guys don't have much time left. I know we're all fun.
Sorry.
So let's find our
We were
3-minute
distracted by the turkey.
3-minute challenge item.
Breezy we go, easy, easy.
That could be pretty cool for a 3-minute challenge. It feels really heavy, like actual silver. I don't know, should I go with this or should I go with my little sparkly crystal thing? I just don't know. I've got to decide real soon because we're almost up with time. So, decisions.
There's just so many options.
We all know that Lisa loves ginger jars, and this does not fit her aesthetic at all. So maybe she could thrift it and make it look beautiful. In fact, I'm sure she can. So this is what we're gonna get for Lisa. Again, I'm kind of nice, but that's what friends are for. And I happen to know that Ellie might be a little mean, so. Time's up for the 3-minute challenge. Let's see what everybody got. If this is your first time doing the 3-minute challenge, tell us what you got.
I found this lovely tray thing. It's a little
Cake stand.
rusted, yes, cake stand.
It's
a little rusted
beautiful.
and stuff, but I don't know. Thought you could
Do you
something
feel
with it.
confident?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, all right, Lisa, what do you got?
I have this beautiful silver bowl with a handle. I'm sure many of you will know the correct term for this. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's beautiful and it looks like the winning piece. So let's find out because I am gonna win today.
Okay, I got this silver piece. So we're doing a lot of silver pieces because they do seem to hold some value. So we'll see if this is the winning piece or not. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Does everybody feel confident?
I feel very confident.
Okay, if you want to know who wins the 3-minute challenge, we're gonna let you know, but not quite yet. Hangry, calories, and snacksident. Yes, I think we've all had a snacksident before. Anyways, that's hilarious. Okay, I gotta stand test. Look at these chargers. Those are pretty. I just bought some. Man, those are gorgeous. But I bought some that I really, really love, but those are really pretty. How much are they? $5.99? That's a pretty good price for what they are. Okay, I really like this. I don't know if I'll do something with it in this episode or if I'll save that, but I really think I like that. I've got an idea for it. This one's $3.99. I just don't think that that is worth it. I could find something at Dollar Tree like that for less. There is so much fall decor here. It's crazy. I think we're gonna have a lot of luck. I had hit the mother load already, but there is a whole section up here that I missed. Wait till you see it. Look at this, Lisa.
I know.
It's the mother load.
The Halloween jackpot.
Oh my gosh. This really is the best thrift store in Central Florida. It's awesome. I saw this plate. That's super cute. Eat sweets and be spooky. Super cute. I don't do a lot of Halloween stuff, but this could be fun. You guys, look at this. I kind of like this as is. How cute is it? It even has a C for my last name. I love it.
It's meant to be.
How much is it? That's the question. The most epic fall thrifting adventure I have had. So I'm gonna check out now and then we're gonna go back and do a haul and see all of the treasures that I got. And then we're gonna make them over and make them beautiful. So let's check out. Oh my goodness, can you even see me? I might have gone a little crazy. I got a lot of stuff and I don't think I'm gonna use it all in this episode. I've got some upcoming things that I think I can use these items for. So I'm really excited about all of the things I got. The Goodwill in Claremont, Florida is probably my favorite thrift store in the area because I've always had good luck there. Also, there's like 3 or 4 other thrift stores in Claremont that are also really good, but generally because of time I only hit up the Goodwill, but there's other times that I do hit up those other stores. So if you're looking for good thrift stores in the Central Florida area, that's a good one. So let's start. I don't even know where to start. This is crazy. So this whole bag right here is a bunch of leaf garland, and I do believe it has like some fairy lights on it, so I think this is going to be really fun. This probably won't be going in this episode because I have a couple of projects that this would work for in upcoming episodes. I think I paid $11 for all of it. So, okay, here we go. There should be one more of this. I normally don't do a lot for Halloween because I'm kind of more of like a happy Halloween kind of girl. But there are some Pottery Barn dupes that I want to do with these. These were like $7 a piece. They light up. Hopefully they work. I'm assuming they work, and I think that they're gonna be perfect, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's just dig in, because I got several pumpkins for different projects, and I don't know which ones at this point I'm gonna use for which project. So here's another $7 foam pumpkin. Foam pumpkin prices have gone up, and I feel like they're a lot more than they used to be, like everything. And then I got this really odd hot pink one that looks like it had been spray painted. So obviously we will need to paint this one, and it's a little bit less. It was $6, probably because of the weird color. And then I think I have one more foam pumpkin. It's a little bit flatter, so more of a Cinderella style. And this one was $4.99. Okay.
Wait, there's more.
And I've got one more pumpkin too, which was my favorite find. This one is from Kirkland's because it has the tag on the bottom, and it was $9.99, which was half of the original price, and it's in really good condition. So it has a C on it for my last name, so I thought that was appropriate. And I don't even know if we'll do anything with this because I just thought it was cute. So also sitting in front of me are a couple of containers that I got. So I got this one for $5.99. It's a really nice stone one. This next one, I'm pretty sure I'm not using this in this episode. I don't know when I'll use it, but maybe Christmas time, maybe after. This was $7.99, and I like the finish, and I think I could see myself leaving it as this for like maybe Christmas time, but I have an idea for a different finish for after Christmas. So then I just thought this was a really cool like vase bowl type thing. Okay, I still feel like I'm drowning in stuff. Then I got a bag of white mini pumpkins, $7.99. I don't know if you could get that at a craft store for less. I don't know, what do you think? Then you're gonna look at these and be like, Natalie, what are you thinking? I'm thinking I will convert these in some way. This one was $6.99 and this one was $4.99. So then I got this ginormous bunch of fall foliage. There's no flowers on it. I think we could use this in this episode. So look, that kind of coordinates with my foliage behind me. And this was $7.99, which I think for the amount of it is a good amount, and it's in good condition, and I think that we can use it. So that's my haul, and I have gone really crazy. I mean, like really nuts. That was the most fully loaded thrift store for fall I've ever seen. It was so nuts.
You hit the motherload.
That's our haul, and I think we should start flipping these items. What do you think? Let's do it. As we go through these flips today, I just want to remind you of something important. Beauty doesn't come from perfection. It comes from the little flaws that make each piece unique. With that in mind, let's start with our first project. I got a little urn, and then I also got a pumpkin, and we're gonna start with the urn because this took a little bit more steps, and I really wanted to kind of get this Pottery Barn vibe that has like that green with like the terracotta look. I took it out into my workshop outside and I spray painted it in this green color, and it felt like a little avocado-y at first, and I was a little nervous, but I knew I needed to see this through. So then what I did is I took some of the iced coffee paint that we've been using in other things, and I painted the base of it. And then I added some chips around the top edge to kind of mimic some of the stuff that you would see at Pottery Barn, and made sure that like some of the roughness of the brush showed up on all of that. But then it looked, you know, hand painted. It didn't look authentic or aged. So this is where you get the antiquing wax, and this comes in and it's gonna change everything. So you kind of dap it on and wipe some of it off. And if you get a little too heavy, you can go back in with like a very dry brush with the iced coffee and kind of fix that a little bit, and you keep layering it up. The antiquing wax really ages it down and makes it look more authentic. By the time this was done, this looked so stunning. I know it's like earthy and rustic, but this looks super classy as well. I know that it's like kind of an oxymoron, but it looks good, and it was perfectly imperfect, right? So then I wanted to do a floral arrangement. I got all excited. I got that white pumpkin at the thrift store, and I took some autumn gold rub and buff and I put that on the stem. And I kind of set it in my craft room that's really messy. You can't see it all right now, but it's pretty crazy over here. Because we've been crafting at the store, and I set it in a corner and I kind of forgot about it, but I remembered my pumpkin from last year that I really, really loved. You're gonna be like, wait, what's going on? I thought you were gonna do something with that pumpkin. I grabbed the wrong pumpkin essentially, but either way, I taped on a round floral foam disc that we stuck flowers in, and I put some white hydrangea oranges, white ranunculus, and some white fall leaves, and just like a whole assortment of stuff. And then like these hanging things that I got from the Dollar Tree. We just went around the outer edge of this disc, and then we set our pumpkin on top. And then I went and got all of the finished shots that I really loved. And then I was like, oh, what about that pumpkin? And guess what? It fit it too. So it fit perfectly, it worked out great. So I just swapped that out for the thrifted pumpkin. I just love how this arrangement turned out. Now, I used to fuss over getting every stem in the perfect spot, but the truth is nature isn't perfect. And that's what makes it beautiful. This arrangement looks good because it feels natural and not because it's flawless. Let's be honest, DIY projects can get messy. That's why I made the Aaliyah silicone DIY work mat to take the stress out of the mess. It's heat resistant, non-stick, and super easy to clean. Hot glue, resin, paint, it all peels or wipes away like nothing ever happened. And let me tell you, I wish I'd had this mat a few months ago when I did a resin pour that spilled all over my craft table. It ruined the surface. If I'd had this, it would have just dried and peeled right off. At 20 by 28 inches, it's the perfect size to protect your table, your counters, or even your workbench. Wherever you're creating, your surfaces stay safe and your projects stay beautiful. Made from premium soft touch silicone, it's durable, it's flexible, and it's ready for anything your project throws at it. From crafts to DIY builds, this mat has your back. Because at Aaliyah, we design tools that let women create with confidence, because we believe what you build builds you. So then we did some more pumpkin arrangements, but first we got two random pumpkins. One was kind of spray painted like a fuchsia pink, and then one was just a regular orange pumpkin, but it was kind of, shall we say, a little rough. I took both of them out to my garage and I just kind of misted it with my pumpkin spice orange. I got it for $2.99 and I've been using it a lot, and I have another can and it's come in real handy. So once the spray paint dried, I brought it into my studio here and I put some antique wax on it. And what this does is it kind of gives it a more realistic look to these pumpkins, and it gives it some texture and dimension. I was a little heavier in like the indentation parts and then wiped off a little bit more on the rounded parts. We wanted to make the pumpkins look real, and then we made them not look real by adding some gold rub and buff. I just like to add this to my faux pumpkins because I feel like it adds like a little classiness to it, and most of my indoor pumpkins have that gold stem on it and it just looks really nice and I love it. So you can skip that part if you don't like it. Here's where it kind of gets a little nuts. So once we got these pumpkins done, I knew that all along that I wanted to do a couple of matching arrangements in it. In order to do the arrangement, I'm like, we need to cut the top of this off. So first I just grabbed a regular knife and it wasn't really doing a good job. I went out and got this new hot knife that I just purchased because I'm going to be using it in some upcoming Christmas projects. Oh, you're so excited, you have no idea. And so I started cutting with this and it started smoking like crazy. And at this point, I've already got it hot. I'm already here. I'm like already doing it. And this is like a moment of like, do as I say, not as I did. What I ended up doing is I opened up the window as wide as I could and I turned on the ceiling fan to really get the air moving. This is really something you should probably do outside with even better circulation, and probably something that you might want to even put a mask on for, because it was very smoky and very crazy. But I ended up cutting off the tops of those pumpkins. Probably not the best idea to do it indoors. So yeah, just learn from me. So now it was time to do our arrangements though, and I got a little bit of floral foam. I just hot glued that inside of the pumpkin and started arranging. Now, arrangements don't need rules. They're meant to be a little wild. The mix of shapes and colors gives them personality, and that's where the beauty comes from. So just keep that in mind as you do your arrangements. And so basically I try to like evenly disperse some of the flowers, but sometimes I'll put a couple of them together, and I really try to make it look like it would be in nature. And I went and got some maroon peonies, and I got like these little yellow ball things like a dandelion. And then I also put in some like sticks that I had from just my stash, and I arranged them. And then I took some hot glue and hot glued some wire to the tops of the pumpkins that we cut off, because I'm like, we put some effort into that stem to make it gold and cute. So I just stuck that in the front of the arrangement to add a little bit of personality. And I love how these turned out. They're so cute. It was not complicated. You don't want everything upright. You want things kind of falling out and draping and adding some personality. So it's really not that complicated, and I believe in you, and you can totally do this. For this project, I just found some random picture frames with art in it already. I was more looking at the size, the scale, and the frame, and I found two frames that were completely different artwork inside, but the frames themselves looked like they could be a set. So what I did is I taped off the frame edges, and I started out by painting the canvas in a cream paint that I already had on hand, both of them. I tried not to like overdo the edges so that we didn't have bleed through. So I tried to be careful around the edges, and I did a couple of coats of that. And then I went and designed some images, which I will put on my website and share with you. So I designed one with multiple pumpkins on it, and then another one with a jack-o'-lantern face. And I went ahead and uploaded those into my Cricut Design Studio and cut them out in vinyl. If you don't have a Cricut machine, don't worry. There's lots of different ways you can get the look, and you might have to like trace it on and hand paint it, which means you would reverse the painting application. So that's just a little workaround for you. And since we're doing a reverse stencil, we got rid of all the stuff that we didn't want and kept the image itself. And then I put transfer tape on it.
Guess I finally learned my lesson.
And then I transferred the image onto our boards. One board had the multiple pumpkins on it, and one had the jack-o'-lantern face.
To make 'em better.
Now, if you watched my last episode, you will recognize this jack-o'-lantern face, and you'll recognize the paint colors that we're using, because as I mentioned in that episode, I'm trying to like craft somewhat of a collection. Now, this jack-o'-lantern face I used again. Then once you have your stencil on the board, you're gonna take that same cream paint that you used before, go over the top of that and let that dry. The reason we do that is because everything bleeds, including non-bleeding tape. And when it bleeds, it's gonna bleed the original color. This is something that I've been teaching you for years on this channel, and that's why I do that. And it really creates nice, crisp, clean lines, which is what we're going for. So then I took a combination of 3 different orange paints because I couldn't find quite the right color, so I just crafted my own. So this is a mixture. Use whatever orange paint you would like and create your own if you need to. So that's what I did. And I did a couple of coats of that and let that fully dry.
Back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make 'em better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try.
When it was dry, we peeled back the tape, we peeled back the vinyl stencil that we used and pulled that all back, and it revealed beautiful art. Now, this was not fall to begin with. It was really just some random art things that had similar frames, and we turned this into a coordinated set that I love. I just think this is so cute. I'm not a big Halloween decorator, but I feel like this jack-o'-lantern face and some of the jack-o'-lantern pieces that I've done are a little bit more subtle. I just thought these were kind of cute. And the pumpkins, obviously they can get you through the whole fall season. Even though we talked about perfect lined and crisp, clean lines, there's always flaws, and sometimes the brush strokes aren't perfect, but that's what gives it character. The beauty isn't in flawless lines, it's making something of your own. All right, next up, these are 2 of those jack-o'-lanterns that we found on our thrifting adventure. We are gonna dupe some Pottery Barn ones. I'm sure you've seen the terracotta ones. They have been duped a lot. In fact, we did our version of that on our live stream on Tuesday. This one is their black one that's like a black concrete look, and I wanted to replicate that. So this process is gonna be very similar to the marquee sign that we did in last week's Dollar Tree episode, except for it's 3-dimensional and that was 1-dimensional for that one. And what we're gonna do is we took like an iced coffee paint and we tapped it on. We mixed it in with some baking soda, tap. And the reason I stippled it on like that is it adds texture, and what that we definitely need if we're replicating kind of like a concrete look. Then we did the same thing with a black chalk paint and mixed in some more baking soda with that and tap. once the paint was like mostly dry, but still like a tad tacky, I took some of the cocoa powder and brushed that on. Now you'll see a lot of people using like baking soda and flour on like more of the terracotta ones, but this was like a darker look and I felt like that would be too high contrast. So that's why I went with the cocoa powder. So then you kind of just wash it over the top of it. Now, if you get it too heavy, you may want to go back in and take some more paint and kind of tap it around so it's not like overkill. And the more you do that, just the more depth and texture that it gives, and it gives it more of a realistic look. I'm so thrilled with how these turned out. We saved a ton of money doing this ourselves. The Pottery Barn ones, I think they're sold out of the black ones, but I think that they originally retailed for around $100. We got both of our pumpkins for about $7 each, a little bit of paint, and we've got a near identical look. I love the way that these turned out. The Pottery Barn originals are flawless, and they still actually have some character, but they're like a production product. But these thrifted versions, they tell their own story, and that story is, with all of its imperfections, it makes them even more special. And I just love how they turned out. I hope you liked that too. And I love the savings. You know, I'm all about tackling projects with confidence, and that's why I created these Aaliyah 7mm nitrile disposable DIY gloves. They're tough enough for demo day, flexible enough to move with you, and fitted so you feel in control no matter what the project throws your way. And let's be honest, just because we work hard doesn't mean our hands have to show it. These gloves will keep your manicure intact while you get the job done. They're built to handle messy jobs while still giving you the dexterity for all the fine details. They're powder-free, latex-free, and gentle on sensitive skin. Each box comes with 100 gloves, so you'll always have enough on hand, and maybe even a few to share with your DIY besties. From the garage to the craft room, from the first swing to the final polish, these gloves have your back. Aaliyah isn't just about tools, it's about giving women the confidence to build boldly. Because here at Aaliyah, we believe what you builds you. Next up, we had those mini pumpkins. Now, they were all white, and I guess I could have left them white, but we're kind of, for the most part, we're going with traditional fall colors. And so I took these out to my workshop, pulled out the stems, because these were simple foam pumpkins, and I sprayed painted half of them in that orange color and half of them in black. Now, I started with a matte black. It was really flat, and so part of the way through I switched to a gloss. I think a satin would have been better. I really felt like the matte was too flat. 'Cause where you go is where. So once that was dry, I took some rub and buff on those stems and added a little gold to the stems. It just dresses it up and it adds a little bit more dimension. The stems before were like these really cheap looking plastic things, no personality. And so the little bit of gold rub and buff really, really helps them. And then I put them back into the pumpkin because you can slide them back in very, very easily. Then I pulled out a pencil and a paintbrush and we did polka dots. Little unconventional, but really, really cute. And I did this all by hand randomly. I took the pencil eraser on the bigger pumpkins and spaced them out a little bit more. And I did opposite colors. So like on the orange pumpkins, I did black dots, and the black pumpkins, I did orange dots. And then on the smaller pumpkins, I did them a little bit closer together and used the tip of the paintbrush. These tiny pumpkins are so cute. I love them, and they prove it best that not every finish turns out exactly the same, and they don't have to. Together they look stunning because of their differences. Each one of these pumpkins is different. They're imperfect and they're still beautiful. Okay, so now it's time to find out who won the 3-minute challenge. Was it me? Was it Lisa? Was it Ellie? Did she have some beginner's luck? Let's find out. So how we're gonna determine the winner is we're gonna use lens.google.com. It's an app that you can download or just kind of use on your phone. And what you do is you take a picture of the item. Here, we're gonna take a picture of her item to start with. Let's see. And now it gives us a whole list of things that are similar. That's pretty close, not quite it. This one actually looks fairly close. That's the closest that I've seen.
That looks pretty good. Nuh-uh.
Okay, 25.38.
Okay, 25.38.
Beat that, you guys.
Beat
38.
25.38.
I'm not gonna lie, that's probably not like the highest, but let's go with Lisa's. Okay, now it's Lisa's turn.
The winning piece right here.
Okay.
Look at the detailing on this, you guys. It's beautiful.
What we got here. Ooh, that looks pretty darn close.
Oh, let's go.
It looks pretty close, and it's 85. So she's winning so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
First place.
I still think mine's better.
I love it.
Natalie, your turn.
All right, here we go.
Okay, show everybody what you got. This beautiful silver plate. It's nice, but is it going to be nice enough to beat mine?
$39.99 US.
Oh, yeah, that means I win.
Lisa wins again.
Oh, my goodness.
Lisa has bragging rights.
Yes, until the next time I am in first place.
I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Lisa wins again. She's got an eye for things, and sometimes it's the luck of the draw, but I'm happy for her. So she did really, really good with her pick. Now, if there's one thing these projects show, it's that beauty doesn't come from perfection. It comes from the marks of your hands, the choices you make, and even the flaws along the way. The little quirks are what makes something truly yours, and that's what makes it beautiful. Again, a reminder about my 2 new products. Get them before they run out. Both were designed to help you create with less mess and more confidence, and you'll find the links in the description box below. It's just at my website, aaliyah.com. Also, don't forget Lisa's episode 2. You got to see what she did with the crazy items we picked out for her. Trust me, you're going to want to see what she does with that turkey that she got from her little turkey. If you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And just a reminder, you are powerful. We'll see you next time. Bye.